You know, it's not an easy time to be a critic of a government, as you know. And I wanted to ask you about that actually, because we've spoken about the world looking at India and looking at India's economic path with some concern. What is the view of what is happening to us in terms of us as a democracy, about freedoms, individual freedoms, collective freedoms, all of that? Does that worry you?
Oh, it does worry me. Again, I want to say this is a longer term issue in India that we certainly experienced the emergency and we saw a lot of freedoms taken away. Luckily, for whatever reason, we had elections 2 years after it was announced. And the question is, what is it that we need to strengthen in order to have stronger checks and balances on the government, in order to have the ability to criticize and therefore, set the country back on track without constant allegations of you standing in the way of India's growth, you're being anti-national, you're being this and you're being that. We saw our poor farmers also being accused of a variety of bad intent. Protest is necessary in a democracy, whether it's by students, whether it's by farmers, whether it's by whoever, as an attempt in a non-violent way to get the economy back, to get the country back on track, and to try and diminish protest or silence it, then causes protest to go in other much less desirable ways. So we have a strong democracy. We have the ability to debate ideas. And I have always said that is our greatest strength. The fact that we can continue debating ideas, and innovation is really what will take us forward, both as an economy as well as a country. We have a lot to offer the world. But having a one-size-fits-all view emanating from the top and being imposed on everybody is the death of that that kind of environment. And so we need to strengthen our democracy. I mean, I was just reading the paper today about Fauci, Anthony Fauci, how he survived the Trump administration, even while sort of preaching the, what was good policy on the medical front, right? And the question is, could a Fauci survive in our administration? Being in contact with the public, but constantly trying to sort of say where the administration is going off track, and not be fired and crushed under the heels of the government.
Could he?
So I think there are some enormous strengths in India today. I think we also need to find out where our weaknesses are,
right,
and try and remedy them.
I'm just throwing that question back at you, because you also, you've been in government as well. Could a Fauci have survived under the current dispensation? Someone who's speaking truth to power from within?
I think there may be people speaking truth to power from within, but we don't hear of them.
Right.
And so there may be a way of speaking truth to power, but it certainly doesn't imply speaking to the public.
But, at the same time, so there's been a regime change.
And
yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I would say in that kind of environment, it is probably very hard to speak truth to power. The temptation is to say, to go along.
Right.